Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Weekly Horoscope from April the 26th to May the 2nd, 2020. And this is for you coming from Libra. First, let me show you my email address. Here it is. And if you wish to have a 90-minute session with me, which will cost you USD $50 to know your next 9 years in all departments of life, that's going to be based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and looking at your palms. And I'll show you how to formulate your own personal lucky lottery numbers. I'll show you how to get there to that quality in you. Some call it the soul, some call it the guide. How to connect to that so you can become somebody very special. Sunday, the 26th of May, for you coming from Libra, is going to be a wonderful, delightful, productive morning and afternoon period. So if you can be out, go and meet people who can help you in job or business. If you can't, then use the mediums of the internet and reach out to people, discuss your plans, make that wonderful context. With your family at home or whoever you are with, the bonding is going to be wonderful as well. Evening and nightfall, I don't like very much. There, you can have health issues if you expose yourself to risk. You can have accidents. You can be deceived and be cheated and be played out. So many nasty things written. So I rather you don't be out in the evening nightfall period. Stay in the safety of your environment and with the people who you trust. Avoid people who drink too much or who have bad habits. The law may even have trouble with you. Monday, the 27th of April, for you coming from Libra, is going to be a nasty morning and afternoon period for you. Nasty because the planets are nasty. Then they make you behave nasty by using words and actions which are very fierce and very provocative and very rude. Well, you've heard that from me. Try not to do any of that, and you'll quieten these planets down. And that's the way to treat these nasty planets on a bad day. All planets are good, but they misbehave when they're given the chance to do that. So you control them not by retaliating, but by telling yourself, I'll have to take the soft approach on this morning and afternoon, Monday 27th, and you'll win. Evening, nightfall, wonderful. Now the planets of productivity are there, and then the planets of bonding are also there. And they're going to make you bond with whoever you want. Is it the people at work? Is it the people in business? Is it the ones you love? Is it the ones you're looking for to love? Everything will go your way, evening, nightfall period. And if you can be out, all that better. If you can't, then there's a lockdown. Then from your home, use the internet to reach out to people. Energy forms, your aura can travel through the internet, and you'll be able to get some very good news that way, evening and nightfall. One of these anger planets from the morning will come to disturb you, showing how you use your words and your anger. Quieten this planet down by repeating to yourself, I'll have to take the soft approach. Yeah, yeah. Tuesday, Tuesday, the 28th of April. Now, this is not a good day. Morning and afternoon, your aura is bigger than your head. Your ego is bigger than your aura. And that means no good. It makes you criticize. It makes you a perfectionist, basically. Not happy with this, not happy with that. And just being a pain in the neck. And you don't want that to happen. Don't take the lead. You'll get everything wrong. Let somebody else plan whatever you need to plan, even what you're going to have for breakfast or for lunch. Let somebody else do that. Tell yourself you'll have to be flexible and very adaptable in the morning, afternoon. That way, you'll quieten these planets down and you won't be able to just unnecessarily get yourself into trouble. Evening and nightfall anger planets are there. And so you're angry about something. Maybe you can't go out. Maybe it's a lockdown. Or maybe your plans are not working. Maybe he or she didn't call. All that can happen. So evening and nightfall, the anger planets take over. There's no point being angry. It doesn't find you a solution. So what should you do? Well, calm down. Calm down. Ask yourself now, what should you do? Tell yourself, maybe do nothing. Just wait and let time heal itself. Every hour that goes back, something might happen good. So be patient. And don't provoke other people or they will retaliate against you. Wednesday, the 29th of April. Ooh, so many emotional planets are there. They are not against you, but they make you emotional. Well, if you have a task to do, if you have commitments, if you have a deadline, then that's not good because your mind will be floating about who to have lunch with if you can go out, and who to be with, and who should you call, and all that romanticism will be there. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you don't have commitments. But if you have commitments, then these can be very distracting. Deadlines may get broken. So focus on what you really have to do in this morning and afternoon of Wednesday, the 29th April, and get it done. Evening nightfall turns nasty. I don't want you to be out, because you're going to just destroy everybody else's happenings, everybody else's pleasure. Why? Because your ego will be bigger than your head, and you'll want to be the center of everything. And when you are not, you won't like it. You will even suspect any kinds of insults that are not even there. That's what happens when planets of these come to you. So tell yourself, if you have to be out, or at least even if you have to communicate, put the ego away. Use logic in everything that you say. Some of these planets can give you originality of ideas, but you got to do it in a decent way. So talk decently and behave decently. Thursday, the 30th of April. Now, I'm not against this morning and afternoon, except that it makes you dominating, and it makes you stubborn, and it makes you a pain in the neck, because you want things your way. And if you can't, then everything goes wrong. So you've heard it from me. You wake up on this Thursday, 30th April, and tell yourself, I'm not going to behave that way. I'm going to be adaptable. I'm going to be negotiable. I'm going to be very flexible. You will kill these planets, and they won't be able to do anything against you. And that way you'll have a much, much better morning and afternoon. If you can be out, you could meet some very important people. If you can't be out, well, use the internet and connect these important people to help you in job, business, or anywhere. Evening nightfall, emotional planets take over. And that's where emotional planets should be, the evening nightfall. You can have a very good time, except that you are again going to be very oversensitive. If there are changes made you won't like, tell yourself you're going to be floating around with everybody at their pace, and whatever they want, you'll follow. You'll quieten these planets down and you'll do very well. Friday, the 1st of May, well, the ego planets are back. They seem to be very much alive, these ego planets in Libra, in this week. Friday, the 1st of May, you have to tell yourself not to try to be number one, which means don't take the lead, which means don't make demands, which means don't expect things to go your way. Well, then you'll come under control. You let somebody else do that. You'll go along whatever everybody else has planned. You're going to have a much, much better morning and afternoon that way. Don't be provocative. Don't criticize. Evening and nightfall, almost the same things happen, except there are some planets of emotions there as well. So the ego planets are there and the emotional planets are there. So you could get egoistic, you could get emotional. How bad is that? And so what you do, well, lock yourself in your room would be a good idea in the evening nightfall period. But if you can't, then you have to be with company of people. Tell yourself then you'll have to listen more than you talk. That's the best way. Even when people get angry, I tell them don't say a word while you are angry. Nobody will know you are angry. So say less in the whole day, listen more, be agreeable, and be flexible. And you'll do better in the evening nightfall as well of this Friday, 1st of May. Saturday, the 2nd of May, you're still not happy. You're still emotionally spent. You're frustrated, basically. These planets make you very restless in the morning, afternoon. And so you want action. And you can't unless you're allowed to go out. Most countries, there's a lockdown. So you're frustrated. So what can you do? Well, you can communicate to people who care for you. That will make you feel better. Communicate with people and talk about job and talk about business. You'll feel better. So communicate when these emotional planets trouble you. You'll find solutions. You'll get your mind off it. Evening and nightfall, there are planets of communication there. Some of the good news may come to you most unexpectedly. Along with these good planets are also the emotional planets who turn up. So emotionally tell yourself, I'm going to use logic and common sense with whoever I am talking to or whoever I am with in the evening nightfall period. Remember logic and common sense. And you'll do much better in that evening and nightfall. Now this 90-minute session. Well, this 90-minute session will talk to you about your next 9 years. age by age, calendar year by calendar year. I'll go through it with you, and that'll be based on your date of birth, time of birth, and looking at your palms. And with all that information, I'll show you how to reach that supernatural energy that you have, which people call it the soul and the guide and the spirit. Once you can reach that, you'll be able to do things beyond anybody else. People who are so famous in the world, they come with ideas out of this world and they stand out above head and shoulders above others, and they make all the billions, and they want lead that wonderful, glamorous life that you would want to do. They have been able to reach that supernatural energy within you. It's there, and I'll show you how to reach it. That's all. And I'll show you how to formulate your own personal lucky lottery numbers so that you can be very special in your life. And with all that information, we'll have during this 90-minute session your lucky days and your lucky gemstones and your lucky colors and your lucky directions. You should end up to be a winner for your next 9 years. So send me that email. Here it is again. Send me that email, and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. And we'll get on with this 90-minute session. And remember, it will cost you USD $50. Thank you. Goodbye.